Brown, this is a crazy plan you have.
I know, but if I succeed, I will control all of the guns in the United States, as Harper Ferry holds them all.
Okay, then I will supply you with the weaponry.
John Brown has just been arrested and put into prison. When he was in prison, he constantly wrote letters to his wife and his children. One such letter contained the interesting note that he said that states he was having the time of his life in prison. It is likely that he said this because of the fact that he felt as though he had achieved his one lifelong goal, to fight against slavery.
My dear wife, your most welcome letter of the 13th instant I got yesterday. I am very glad to learn from yourself that you feel so much resigned to your circumstances, so much confidence in a wise and good providence, and such composure of mind in the midst of all your deep afflictions. This is just as it should be, and let me still say, be of good cheer, for we shall soon come out of all of our great tribulations, and very soon, if we trust in him, God shall wipe away all tears from our eyes. Soon we shall be satisfied when we are awake in his likeness. There is now here in this immediate neighborhood, while I well know that no one of them is the work of our friends, I know at the same time that by more or less of the inhabitants we shall be charged with them. The same as with the ominous and threatening letters to Governor Wise and the existing state of public feeling, I can easily see a further objection to your coming here at present. But I did not intend saying another word to you on that subject. Why will you not say to me whether you had any crops mature this season? If so, what ones? Although I may never more intermeddle with your worldly affairs, I have not yet lost all interest in them. A little history of your failures I should very much prize, and I would gratify you and other men's some way were it my power. I am still quite cheerful and by no means cast down. I remember that the time is short. The little trunk and all its contents so far, as I can judge, reach me safe. May God reward all the contributors. I wrote you under cover to our return. It is most likely the lake will not be open, so you must get your ticket at Troy from Moreau. Return it most likely station or Glens Falls, or get one for Burgess in Vermont, and take your chance of crossing over on the ice to Westport. If you go soon, the route by Glens Falls to Elizabethtown will probably be the best. I have just learned that our poor Watson lingered until Wednesday, about noon of the 19th of October. Oliver died near my side in a few moments after he was shot. Dauphin died the next morning after Oliver and William were killed. Monday, he died almost instantly, was by my side. William was shot by several persons. Anderson was killed by Dauphin. Keep this letter to refer to. God Almighty bless and keep you all. Your affectionate husband, John Brown. John Brown's famous court speech still rings in everyone's ears as he walks to the gallows.
I have, may it please the court, a few words to say. In the first place, I deny everything but what I have all along admitted, the design on my part to free the slaves. I intended certainly to have made a clean thing of that matter, as I did last winter when I went to Missouri and there took slaves without the snapping of a gun on either side, moved them through the country, and finally left them in Canada. I designed to have done the same thing again on a larger scale. That was all I intended. I never did intend murder or treason or the destruction of property, or to excite or incite slaves to rebellion or to make insurrection. I have another objection, and that is, it is unjust that I should suffer such a penalty. Had I interfered in the manner which I admit and which I admit has been fairly proved, for I admire the truthfulness and candor of the greater portion of the witnesses who have testified in this case. Had I so interfered in behalf of the rich, the powerful, the intelligent, the so-called great, or in behalf of any of their friends, either father, mother, brother, sister, wife, or children, or any of that class, and suffered and sacrificed what I have in this interference, it would have been all right, and every man in this court would have deemed it an act worthy of reward rather than punishment. This court acknowledges, I suppose, the validity of the law of God. I see a book kissed here, which I suppose to be the Bible, or at least the New Testament, that teaches me that all things whatsoever I would that men should do to me, I should even so to them. Teaches me further to remember them that are in bonds as bound with them. I endeavor to act up to that instruction. I say I am yet too young to understand that God is any respecter of persons. I believe that to have interfered as I have done, as I have always freely admitted I have done, in behalf of his despised poor was not wrong but right. Now if it is deemed necessary that I should forfeit my life for the furtherance of the ends of justice, and mingle my blood further with the blood of my children, and with the blood of millions in this slave country whose rights are disregarded by wicked, cruel, and unjust enactments, I submit. So let it be done. Let me say one word further. I feel entirely satisfied with the treatment I have received on my trial. Considering all the circumstances, it has been more generous than I expected, but I feel no consciousness of guilt. I have stated that from the first, what was my intention and what was not. I never had any design against the life of any person, nor any disposition to commit treason, or excite slaves to rebel, or make any general insurrection. I never encouraged any man to do so, but always discouraged any kind of that idea. Let me say also a word in regard to the statements made by some of those connected with me. I hear it has been stated by some of them that I have induced them to join me, but the contrary is true. I do not say this to injure them, but as regarding their weakness. There is not one of them but joined me of his own accord, and the greater part of them at their own expense. A number of them I never saw, and never had a word of conversation with till the day they came to me. That was for the purpose I have stated. Now I have done. As John Brown dies, he regrets nothing of his life. He accepts his fate willingly.
What is this, Michael? There's only 5 guns.
That's all they needed back then in Harpers Ferry. We now have every single gun in the United States. Not counting that one. Dibs.
Wow, Michael. Should I stop?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll just keep going. Coach C, do you see this crap? Look at him. He's just randomly killing people.
They looked at me the wrong way.
This is what John Brown was like. Makes perfect sense.
Totally.
This makes perfect sense.
This is totally the natural reaction people would have if
Good
somebody
shot.
was pointing a gun at them. They would try to fight back.
Of course not. You just kind of. We have John Brown fighting Lieutenant Green.
Question, why do I have to let this guy kill me and raise my death counter to 1? Just because history said so.
I don't know. Just break history.
Okay, let's do it.
Break it. Break history.
Goodbye, Green.
Yep. The history was just broken.
Hello.
Raid successful.
That kind of drive is yours?